Hey everyone, Dave here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. What I want to talk to you about today is the new feature, the new area of the game that Sorella announced with Ash as coming to next year in a couple of months basically. The one that she claimed that is going to be bigger than Doom Tower. So as we're all expecting, people started guessing what it's going to be and what it will look like. MTG and JGigs got a good video on this. Go watch it if you haven't already. What MTG Jedi and JGigs discussed is that if Raid is going to copy stuff from other games, similar areas that's going to fit into that big new area, we don't have any idea yet about the rewards, what kind of rewards they will offer there, and how big it is, how it's going to be played. Will it be pay to win in the sense of that you'll need crazy champs and crazy levels of gear that you can only farm if your account is in at in game, or whether it will be accessible for lower level players so everybody can enjoy this new area of the game. So I've already recorded what I hope to be a funny video, just imagining that I'm a master spy and I got the actual documents of what Plarium will do in this new area. I'll edit just a small part of it here, but I think I'm in no way as funny as JGigs to create those kinds of videos. So I thought that I'll show you just a small part of it and we'll talk seriously about it, what I'm expecting for that new area. When we broke into Plarium's vault, there was a huge room full of their plans for monetization, marketing, and how to grab more money from us. We couldn't get all the information from this room because we were basically almost caught up, but I'll show you some of it here. So this is just a small part, a tiny part from their monetization plans and their plans to grab money from us, I guess. But the good news is we grabbed all of their plans for quality of life improvement and new areas in the game. Part of the page is empty, but that's okay because we got all the plans and we'll talk about it now. Okay, so let me bring something up while we're farming Spider here. Yeah, it's visible in the screen, so yeah, that's just a random map. But if we're talking about a new area of the game, giving it some sort of a map and storyline will be one of the things that attracts a lot of people to those new areas. If it's just like 4 new dungeons that you can farm, just click on each of these icons and farm the dungeon, that's not attractive. That won't attach people to the content. But if we have some sort of map, so that's the first thing that I want to see in this area, and they hinted that it's going to be something like that. So if we have a storyline of like in Teleria, after we won with Arbiter or whatever, we're moving across this river, challenging different factions or bosses or whatever in different area, and reaching like maybe a final boss in that island, where we'll get our free mythic champ, that second one that they promised. That would be awesome. So map structure, storyline, that will definitely help people get engaged with the new content. How it's going to be played. So they have a good structure that they are not capitalizing on enough, as JGigs basically and MTG Jedi said the same thing about those, not the factions, but what they call the alliances. So each line in the index, in the game index, is sort of an alliance, related factions in a way. So depending on how they will make up the storyline, maybe certain areas you'll be fighting like, for example, a corrupted alliance, so you can only fight them with the first alliance, the barbarians, high elves, and those first alliance in the game. So we'll divide. Let's actually check it in game. Let me stop my spider farming so we can check that. I'm farming spider today because I've already done with the spider. I'm already done with the spider tournament for Timid, but I'm farming spider because I want to finish Dungeon Divers today and gather silver for basically. Okay, I'll need to delete some of these, so I don't think I have enough space anymore. They promised us additional storage space, so let's hope that's coming soon. One of the things I'll be doing tomorrow, which is Sunday's 29th, is we have the artifact enhancement running for Timid right now. So I'll just do some gear cleanse. Okay, whatever. I'll do it for you guys. So, what I was talking about, we have the Tellurian League. So maybe in one of those map areas, the Tellurian League will fight with the Galen or the Corrupted or the Nerisan Union. So on that map, you're only allowed to fight in certain areas from one alliance versus the other. So that will make it more interesting. Maybe, which might be something new. I'm not sure if it's feasible to implement into the game. They will add certain gear sets. What I mean by that is for example, regeneration. Well, the content creators will figure out a lot of that, but for certain stages or areas, regeneration will make much more sense. Maybe we'll bring back lifesteal. Nobody is using lifesteal in game, so that would be also an interesting factor. So that's my imagination of which champs to use and which team comps there. So it would be interesting to see those alliances coming into play. The other main thing is the reward system. What are we expecting from here? If you're beating this area, unless part of it is farmable, it's going to be one-time reward. So unless they will give us, for example, certain areas where you can farm, maybe the early areas or the low-level areas, if it has multiple difficulties, we can farm, like, let's say, rare and epic book pages, and then the higher tier we can farm Lego books and mythical books at a much lower rate. I don't think this will hurt the monetization in the game by any means, because if you give us, like, for example, the final stage dropping pages of a mythical book, if you spend like 4k energy here, you might get one Lego book or maybe 10 pages from a mythical book. That won't break the monetization at all. You will keep people buying packs, but those who want to hoard energy and farm books, that would be a good sort of reward system. What I want to see along the way as one-time rewards from beating that content, I would like to see the bigger versions of soul stones, not the small ones, and maybe a chance at perfect souls. Like, for example, if you beat certain stage, you can choose a perfect soul of your choice, 1 or 2 star for one of the champs you have. So that would be cool as well. But the main thing that's missing from the game right now, which other games do have, is farming books. So if they give us this here, that's going to be huge. What I'm hoping for that content is they really deploy Doom Tower very well. And it kept people engaged and excited for quite a long time, because it has like 120 multiplied by 240 stages with, like, what do we have now? 6 different bosses. So if they implement this well, it will keep people busy and excited for 6 months. My biggest warning for them is that, unless it's too late and they already had the plans solid, don't make it paywalled. Yes, people's progress can be slower if they don't have the crazy champs and everything. Make it at least 2 difficulties like Doom Tower. Allow it for early game as well as in-game players with different levels. Yes, crazy in-game accounts can farm it in a few seconds. In-game accounts that are free-to-play or low spenders can also farm it, can also beat the hard version of it, but at a much slower rate. So I'll be spending like 3 minutes beating that or farming that stage, while the Krakens will have their crazy 10-20 second teams. If you build it like that, if you release it like that, it's okay. It will have bugs in the beginning. You'll fix them in a couple of releases. That's totally fine. But if you release it in this format, satisfying the majority of players, you will get new players. You'll get the old players engaged again. Whoever stopped spending will spend a little bit. Whoever stopped playing will come back and play. And you'll have at least a year added to the life of the game. And that year is going to be cumulative even for new players. So if new players will get bored from the game in a year, now you extended it to 2 years or by 6 months for all new players. So that's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward for this release, for creating videos on it, and maybe I'll discover a couple of stuff myself that will help us boost the channel. These were my thoughts, just random thoughts for Saturday morning. I hope you enjoyed them, at least a little bit. Let me know if the funny bit I've shared makes sense. Should I do more of that? I'm not even sure if I'm funny enough, but yeah, let me know. Keep playing Raid. I'll see you next time. Bye.